Yeah, I just want to show you guys a little bit about what I'm doing here, because working on a couple of things. One of the main things is we've got this, we have this little pamphlet or booklet that a friend of mine wrote, but makes an awful lot of sense. I mean, you know, you got to know about this or read this if you're at all interested in any kind of solution or solutions for the abuse of authority that we see at all of the levels of government, from top to bottom. I mean, you know, how do you remedy a broken system? This is the answer right here. The New American Revolution, a manifesto for constitutional reform, meaning let's rewrite this Constitution. In other words, let's go back to zero. Let's reset this shit. We'll go back to zero and we'll start from there. And think about it. Think about the promise of rewriting. Hey, it just makes so much sense. That's the intelligent move, really, because the United States of America, yeah, that would be the power move of all time. But regardless of that, government's out of control, it's out of whack, it's become abusive, it's become somewhat tyrannical, really has, federal government. And we need to rectify, we need to fix some of this shit. So, yeah, let's have a constitutional convention and let's build out a platform, internet platform, secure platform. You know, you get in as a member or whatever, and a registered American inhabitant or, inhabitant of the United States, and you come on the platform and we begin to discuss, what this might look like, and it's going to take a long time and everything, but it's a peaceful new revolution because we, the people, I mean, they were smart back then in the Revolutionary War era. Those dudes, those people were pretty savvy, and that's how we need to be now. But it all comes down to the money. Follow the money. Go after the money. Cut off the money. That's where it hits. And that's in the voting. A lot of that's tied up in the way people vote. So, yeah, votes are important. Very important reform. Now, there's two ways that it could be done. Three, really. It could be done if the supermajority of the states all vote, I guess, in a supermajority of each state's legislature. It would have to be like a 75% vote across 3/4 of the states or 2/3 of the states to have a constitutional convention, but it's not clear whether or not that would have to be approved by the Congress, by the U.S. Congress. See, and then the second way is the U.S. Congress, if 2/3, of the members call for a constitutional convention, there can be one. So it's a supermajority, and they're not ever gonna vote for a new system. 435 people run this fucking country. Do you really believe that they're gonna vote for a new system They're like, fuck that. This is our cash cow. We're hanging on to this shit. So the other way is, the third way is just for we the people to create our own platform, create our own parallel digital government, if you will, right? We start talking, we start building a coalition, we start bringing people in, and at some point, we reach that 51 percentile mark. And then 51% of the popular vote carries the day, man. Carries the day for a constitutional convention. In my book, yeah, no. I mean, we the people are in charge. We're the ones who need to make these decisions, but we need to come together. And that's going to take an awful lot of work to bring people to organize and bring people together. It's going to take a lot of work from a lot of different angles. A lot of different people everywhere are going to have to be very much involved. But yeah, it can be done. The new American Revolution. I believe it. And, this book certainly outlines some of the basic premises and principles that we're talking about here. So, if you want a copy of it, I'm gonna put it up on our website, freedomfirstusa.org. I'm gonna put some of this text up, or all of it, or maybe I'll just make it as an ebook. Tell you what, go to the website, give me your email address, drop your email address, and I'll send you a copy of this. We will send you a copy, okay? Just drop your email and we'll send you a copy. But yeah, it just makes perfect sense to me. That's the way that you intelligently deal with a government that's broken. And we could go through all of the many ways and means by which it is broken. The evidence, I think, to most America is clear. But anyway, give me your email and we'll send you a copy of The New American Revolution, a manifesto for constitutional reform. And I'll give you a little bit of it. I mean, I'll just turn to a page here. I'll just start reading. See, I'm just random, like in the middle. Most people are not constitutional scholars. Indeed, many people have never read the federal Constitution. Contrary to popular belief, the Constitution of the United States is not some brilliant creation forged by the blood, sweat, and tears of our enlightened ancestors. It is itself an amended version of an earlier form of government called the Articles of Confederation. Dig that, right? The Articles of Confederation. This ain't the current Constitution that our government operates under, our federal government. That's not the first Constitution. That is an amended, or, really in reality, they pretty much abolished the Articles of Confederation. But our new Constitution is an amended version, so I think you'd have to call it the second Constitution. So we need a third one. That's all we're saying. And, well, we'll go in other videos. I'll go into the history of how, by hook and crook, Big George and his cronies were able to cajole delegates from several of the colonies to come over and meet, and then held them basically at gunpoint and made them go to the convention. I mean, and then, you know, at the convention, of course, there was a lot of arguments, there was a lot of disagreements, there was a lot of back and forth. It must have been a very interesting place and a very interesting time. There were fist fights that broke out, a couple of them that were reported later on, you know, by the people who were actually there, the delegates. It was a power move. Big George, Alexander Hamilton, his right-hand man, those were the powerhouses. You had Thomas Jefferson, you had John Adams, you had James Monroe, you had those guys in the mix a little bit. But Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. So he was the main author, you know. He went back and forth with a couple other guys and probably talked a lot to Hamilton, because Hamilton would just walk up and down sidewalks, or not sidewalks, but pathways between the buildings at night, just talking to himself, just going on and on and on and on. He was really deeply intricate, very intelligent, very, very high IQ, and just, you know, just really had a good grasp of certain concepts and ideas. We need to get around, get ourselves worked out, and get busy working on a new one. And one that protects the fundamental freedoms of every American equally. I mean, come on. We're going to go into all this, trust me. But right now, time's up. So let this be a preliminary. I'll show you what we're doing, though, in the next video. Just tune in. We'll get there.
Good.